Greetings YouTube, Jeep Dragon here, and this video might actually be a treat to some of you Kel-Tec PF9 owners, because this video is actually about explaining how to swap your grip frames. Suppose you wanted to change the color, because I got this one with a gray grip. That was the only one available on the gun show, and I just don't like the gray grip. I prefer a black grip. So I bought this from Kel-Tec a couple days ago, and they were really fast in sending it to me, and only took about 2 or 3 days as far as I can remember. But anyways, if you're thinking about swapping it yourself but you're not exactly sure how to do it, hopefully this video will be able to show you how to do it. But I take no liability in you attempting to do it and end up ruining your gun as a result. So just take this as an information video. When you buy one of the grip frames from Kel-Tec, you get your frame, and then you get this little L wrench here, whatever it's called. You get 3 new pins for the frame, these little holes right here, 1, 2, and 3. But I could just reuse the ones that came with it. I don't have to use the new ones, so I'm just going to use the 3 pins that came with the gun and the other frame. So it also comes with these instructions here, and it says right here, instructions are for a qualified gunsmith only. If you follow these instructions, you can actually do it yourself, even though they say that. Since I've seen a lot of people on forums claim that it's so easy to do, and and that they don't need a gunsmith to do it. Well, let me tell you, I did it, and even though I did it, I don't think it's very easy. I probably lack the proper tools to do it, but it's not as easy as some people make it out to be. Especially with this this little, okay, there's a spring thing that's attached to the hammer that goes all the way down and attaches on the butt of the handle here, and that part's the hardest part to get in, because you got to stretch the spring out and at the same time twist it so that the shape will fit right in the little notch there. So anyways, when I'm making this video, I'm probably not going to be able to show the entire process without any cuts in the video, because it's probably harder and then it'll actually look in the video, and I probably won't be able to do the entire thing in a few minutes. So I'll just cut out the parts when it actually works, so you can avoid hearing me complain if I didn't get something in right, or something fell apart, or whatever. So the steps will probably appear in cuts. Anyways, on to the easy part. First, as always, before playing with a gun, check to see if it's unloaded. So take out the magazine, and it has snap caps in there. So took out the snap caps, there's none there. Now I'll wrap the slide, and the snap cap that I had in the chamber is out, so now it's empty. Okay, the first thing you need to do is punch out these 3 pins here. So to do that, I'm going to need some surface that has, let's see here, some kind of groove here, so that I have room to punch the pin out of the gun, like so. So I will line up each pin there, and I don't have one of those actual straight punch out tools, but this little L wrench here, or whatever it's called, will actually serve the purpose, because the pins aren't very hard to get out. So I'll take a hammer, stick this right on the pin, pound it, and it popped right out. There's the pin right there. See? Okay, now I'll do the other pins. Okay. Whoops. Popped right out there. One more pin right here. Okay. Okay, all 3 pins are popped out. Now, let's take the slide off. So I'll pull it back, lock it in place. Now I need to get the pin out. And it's recommended that you pull it out with a round, but you know, I'll just use the magazine lip right here. Let's see. There, pulled it right out. There's the pin. Now I'll pull it back and slide it right off. Okay. Now, the frustrating part, at least this part isn't too hard to get out, but it's putting it back on that's the real pain. So first, the instructions here say, okay, it says take the pins out, drive out the 3 polymer pins, do not drive out the steel pin. Carefully grab hammer spring by screwing a narrow pointed L-shaped tool such as a scribe in between the hammer spring and recoil spring catch pin. Fortunately, I don't have an L-shaped tool, but something like this will work just fine. So I'll just grab it here, pull it carefully out, and let it just carefully let go. There. See, it's out. Now you can pull the frame right out. And sometimes parts will fall out, like this part, for instance. This is the mechanism that activates the hammer. Let me get this hammer out here. Okay, here's the hammer. And the trigger is attached to this little thing, so you got to make sure this is slid down under this part. I will get to that later. So now that we have this whole thing out, let's get our other frame, and we're going to put that in. So you put this piece back on right there. See, that goes in there, that goes there, and I got to put this, slide it right under there. And that thing is a real booger because it loves to try to slide its way out. So put this right back in the frame here. Whoop. Make sure the hammer here, okay, stick it, okay, like there, and let's slide it. Okay, you're supposed to slide it about, at this point, the Kel-Tec instructions say about 1/4 inch. This thing has to be from the bottom. Let me look at the instructions just to make sure. Okay. Okay. Partially reinstall the subassembly into new grip, leaving the rear of the grip frame about 1/4 inch above the inner flat surface of grip. Okay. Push. Okay. So we're at that part. Then it says, using a long, small diameter instrument such as a scribe or nail, push the hammer block, part number 272 forward of the hammer into the magazine well. And that took me a while to figure out, but I had to look at the Kel-Tec instruction book. Let me get that really quickly. It's part number 272. It's this little thing right here that's attached to the little frame. So that's, on this frame, that's this little black thing. See, it's spring operated. So before you can actually push the frame all the way in, you have to take something like this. See your little L wrench here, and make sure that you push this over, and then while holding this over, you push the frame on top of it, so this is actually there instead of back like that.